What's going on, guys? Here is Exlan Tech with another tutorial for you guys. Today I'm going to teach you how to create this awesome looking professional YouTube thumbnail for your channel. It doesn't need to be Horizon Zero Dawn like in this example here. You can change the protagonist and you can change the background and use it on different ways for different games. So let's begin with the tutorial. You will need these two files, which you can hear. This is the background we are going to use, and this is the render of our main protagonist, Aloy, from Horizon Zero Dawn. Also, what you need to do is you have to download the font. The font is below the titling. It will be also in the description, so you can check that out too. And also what you can find in the description is this PSD, which you can then edit and change, but you cannot change the text because it's obviously rasterized. In this tutorial I'm going to tell you how to create something like this. We are going to recreate this, but obviously it won't look like this the same because it took me hours and hours to correct things. So go to File, click on New, and make sure you use the standard YouTube thumbnail size, and that's 1280 by 720. Click on Create to create a thumbnail. After that you want to insert the footage, and this is what we are going to use. Click on OK, click on OK to insert. After that we are going to rasterize the layer Aloy. Use this to rasterize it. Click on delete, but before that I forgot to tell you that you need to click on M on your keyboard and go to mark it tool, and that's how you mark something. You click somewhere and hold it and then drag it where you want to delete something. I don't want to delete, for example, Aloy. I'm going to undo that while clicking Ctrl Alt Z, and that's how I undo things. The next thing I want to do is I want to move Aloy completely to the right side. And how do I do that? Click on Ctrl A, click on your move tool, click on V, and click on align to left edges. And this is how you align it. After this is done, make sure your Horizon Zero Dawn background, let's name it background, and the layer with Aloy, let's name it Aloy. Click on background layer, go to filter, go to blur, go to gauge and blur, and make sure it's not rasterized, because then you cannot change the blur which we are going to add right now. Click on blur, go to gauge and blur, make sure it's set on 4, just like this. After that, let's add some shadows in the background. How you can do that? But first you need to create a new layer in between the Aloy layer and in between the background layer. Click on B on your keyboard or go to brush tool. Choose the color completely black, opacity always to 100%, and choose this brush or this one. It's completely the same. Just make sure your hardness is set to 0, and you are ready to go. Click on layer number 1 and change the text of it. Change the name of the layer. I will name this one Shadows. After that, make sure you get a bigger size of the brush, and make sure you paint the forest, everything green you see here, not this island that's floating, just the background, and make sure it's set on 40%. Click 4 on your keyboard while your move tool is enabled to change the opacity, and this is how it should look like, but let's make it a little bit better. I don't like the shadows. I'm going to create a new one, use this one here, make sure to have a bigger brush, and the 100% percentage, and paint it like this. Change the opacity down to 40%. You can change the opacity also here, and you can change the opacity by typing the exact number, but the easiest way is to type numbers on your keyboard. 2 for 20%, 3 for 30%, 4 for 40%. Fast double click a number, 44%, just click twice, 44, 4 and 4, but fast. Okay guys, this is how you create the shadows. Let's move to the lightnings. Create a new layer above alloy, just like this. Make sure your color is set to white. Click on build for a brush tool. Make sure your size of your brush tool is a little bit bigger than 1000, just like this, and create something like this, but make sure your size is set to 70%. This is too much. This is looking completely awesome. Okay guys, after this is done, let's add some changes to the background. Click on the background layer and click on this half circle, which you can see here, and go to curves. Make sure you copy the settings as I do. It isn't that important. Just make it something like this. After you are done, go again to the circle, click on gradient map, and add this gradient, which you can see here. Everyone should have this gradient pre-installed in Photoshop. Make sure your gradient map is under your curves layer. Set the gradient map to screen. After that, set the opacity to 20%, just like this. It should be 20%. So you add this yellow looking nature thing in the air and the background, just like this. After that, what we are going to do is we are going to add double curves above the lightning. Click on curves and make something like this again. After you made that, set the opacity down to 40%. Actually, let's make it 50%. And this is what you made so far. Let's create a new text layer in between the alloy layer and in between the lighting layer. Click on T for text tool, just like this, and type horizon. I'll type horizon, you can type anything you want. Make it a little bit bigger, just like this. Make sure you change the blending options. Click on blending options, or just double click on the blank space, or right click on blending options. Let's add drop shadow. Copy the settings which you can see here. Actually, let's make it a little bit more darker. This one should look fine. After that, go to gradient tool, choose these two colors which you can see here. It's gray, FFFFF completely. That's for white, and this is for gray. Put the right side. It's 9999999. Copy this one and make sure you do it like here. The opacity should be 25%. After that, click on OK and make sure horizon is a little bit bigger, just like this. And you can place it anywhere you want. After this is done, let's create a new layer. Click on Ctrl J to copy the layer and change the text. I will change mine to 0 down, 0 down, and I want to make it a little bit smaller than horizon, and I will place it right underneath the horizon layer. After that, click on both of the layers by clicking Ctrl, go to Move tool, and then I want to align them, but only clicking this, on this tool, which you can see here. After that, this is actually not looking good. I want it to look aligned, look like this. Double click on your text, go to this one here, make sure this one is unchecked, and you check this one here. So the text looks a little bit curved, I guess. And also do the second thing for 0 down. You check also that horizon 0 down, and you move it a little bit to the right side, so it should look like this. And I want to change the text down to orange. Let's change it. Click on gradient overlay and click on this one here and add this grayish tool, which you can see here. Make the opacity 100% and enable inner glow and make it 1%. Make it 5% actually. No, let's make it 1%. After this is done, make the shadows a little bit higher than on horizon. Okay, after this is done, make sure you duplicate the layer, Ctrl plus J, and then you delete the down layer and drag it completely to the right side, just like this. Drag it completely to the left side, obviously, and then you delete the 0 part also. And make sure it looks like this. After that, go to 0 and use the gradient overlay like on horizon. We use this one here, and the opacity was on 30%, I guess, or 25, it doesn't matter. And then you want to group up these two layers by clicking Ctrl on 0 and on down also Ctrl, and clicking Ctrl and then clicking G. And this is how you create a group. Let's name it 0 down. Let's make it orange. Okay, it should look like this here. Let's remove the yellow glow in 0. Let's make it actually white. Just like this. Looks awesome. And I think that I want to change a little bit the shadow. Let's make the shadow 20%. and 20% size. Should look like this. And also do for down 20% and 25%, 20 for speed, 25 for size. Should look like this. Looks a little bit better for me. Okay guys, after this is done, let's also change. Let's add the inner glow on horizon. Click on inner glow and make sure it's looking white. And it should look like this. Okay, now let's click on U on your keyboard, click on the alloy layer and click on U. And then you want to create this rectangle, which you can see here. Should be like this. Go to Dawn layer, copy the layer, click on the effects and drag the effects down into the rectangle. And this is how you get the color. But Dawn is looking completely white, and that's because we didn't disable this layer. Actually, I'm going to delete the layer. Okay guys, we are almost done. The next thing I want to create is this one here. I want to add the text inside this rectangle. I'll type walk through, enable the layer. After that I want to make sure the text stands completely inside this rectangle here. Okay, enable it. Click on the rectangle, on the little image which you can see here, on this little rectangle, on the rectangle layer. While clicking Control, click on it, and you will see this selection here. After that, click on walkthrough text. Make sure it's completely aligned to your rectangle. But how you can see that? But how you can? But how do you see when you can align it? Let me tell you from the beginning. Click on rectangle, this little image, while clicking Control. After that, click on V on your keyboard or click on the Move tool, and that's where your alignment tools appear. After this is done, make sure rectangle is rasterized. You do not rasterize the layer style, you just rasterize the layer. After that, go to walkthrough, make the selection of the text again, by clicking Control and then clicking on the text on the little T which you can see here. After that, go back to the rectangle layer, click on delete and enable the walkthrough layer. And basically this is what we made. It isn't looking completely like this, unlike in this layer, but let's make it a little bit better. Let's make the rectangle layer standing underneath the walkthrough layer. Should look like this. And let's change zero down a little bit to the right side. Just like this. After that, click on the walkthrough layer, I mean on the rectangle layer, and let's make it like this. Let's make it stand a little bit underneath this layer. And make sure your depth shadow is a little bit decreased. Make sure you choose the opacity around 70%. And then click on OK. After that, click on the first layer, that's the rectangle tool, and click on the last layer for the text, that's 0, while clicking Control on the walkthrough layer, and click on 0 layer while holding Shift, and this is how you align all of the layer, how you select all the layers. Basically you can do this same process by only clicking on the rectangle layer. After that, click on horizon layer, click on dome layer, and click on 0 layer while clicking on your control key. Basically click on your control key. I do not know what the key stands for, which key you should press for the Mac, but I know which one you should press for the Windows. For the Mac I think it's the option key, but do not trust me. Click on the rectangle tool and click on 0 layer by clicking Shift, so you'll get all of the layers selected. After that, go right click. Oh my god, I actually click on Escape tool, on Escape on my keyboard, and click on Rasterize type. Click on Control type, and then you change it a little bit, just like this. Make sure it's on perspective. And this is how it looks like. Now what we want to do is we want to get on our rectangle layer, move it a little bit to the right. You can also change it on your keyboard, the position. Click on the rectangle layer, click on perspective, and change then the perspective of your layer. Actually, let's click on distort and try how it looks like. It isn't looking like I wanted it. Click on right click and then go to skew. Also not looking pretty good. Let's go back on distort. Can make something like this, but this isn't looking like I wanted it to look. Let's change it again. Click on perspective, actually click on distort. Let's change it a little bit, just like this here. And this is how it should look like. This is the original. It isn't looking completely the same like on the original one, but it's looking almost as the same. Maybe it's looking the same, but who cares? For me, it doesn't look like the same. But I do not know how it looks like for you guys. Maybe this one is looking better actually. Maybe we need to increase the shadow opacity on 0 tone. Go to 0 tone, go to drop shadow, and let's change it a little bit up, 22 and 27%, just like this. And oh my god, it's actually looking a lot better. Go to 0 layer also, and click on 22 and 27 here. And we added the shadow. Make sure your horizon layer is a little bit above, and make sure your horizon layer is above the 0 tone layers for text. And it looks like this. Okay guys, let's change also the drop shadow on this one here. And let's group all of these text layers, just like this, by clicking on horizon and clicking on the rectangle, and while clicking on the shift key on your keyboard, you select it like I told you before. After that, while everything is selected, click on Ctrl plus G on your keyboard and name it text. This group stands for the text. After that, you can change the text wherever you want it. Let's make it actually a little bit bigger. And this is how it looks like. This is the original one, and this is the one we just made. Okay, after that is done, let's add a little bit of the orange tone into the text, like here. You cannot see that, but there is actually a lightning on the right side. Create a new layer above the text, just like this. Click on brush tool, make sure your brush tool is selected. The size is like this, and the opacity is set to 100%. And you choose this color, which you can see here. It's the orange color. After that, just create something like this. Change the opacity down to 30%, 15%. Just like this. Okay guys, this is what we made, and this is the original one, and it actually has a little bit more curved, and it actually has a little bit more curved background. That means that we need to change the brightness and the contrast of our background. And how we can do that? Click on here, and let's click on this point here and drag it just a little bit down. Something like this. And basically you're done for this tutorial. I will leave the links down in the description for this layer, because you have the settings actually. These settings, these effects, which you can then drag into another layer just like this. You can copy them and paste them, but on this one here you don't have the settings. On this one you don't have the layer settings, so I'll leave down in the description this thumbnail. And guys, make sure you share, subscribe to my channel, ask me down in the description anything you want, and I will be glad to answer your questions. And if you want to get custom YouTube thumbnails, check my Fiverr account down in the description, where I can create you a professional looking YouTube thumbnail. I will send you also the PSD exclusive just for you guys. And that's it guys. Hope you like this video, and see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.